Welcome back to another episode of Front Row Cinema, a movie podcast for movie lovers by movie lovers. I am your host, TJ Trimboli, and with me, as always, my co-host. I got leader of La Revolucion in the house tonight, Senor James O'Reilly.
I want to make it clear I am not currently leading any revolutions of any kind. I don't
Please.
have the gumption or the wherewithal or really the motivation. So
He's being
you're gonna
modest,
have to turn
people.
elsewhere.
He's being modest. We've seen your Reddit account, all right? Let's don't be so coy.
I don't even have a Reddit account.
Undamnable lies.
No, that's not. You know what? I dare you to prove it. I dare you.
Go to the tapes. Find the footage, people. And each week we take a look at a different movie from our childhood and we see how well it's aged, along with the hype surrounding the film, its box office analysis, and legacy in the film industry. So if you enjoy this kind of content, hit that sub button on YouTube. Leave that 5-star review on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. It's how you help the channel grow. Jim, what are we watching tonight?
We're watching and reading the Motorcycle Diaries because I don't know about you, but subtitles are such a chore now.
Oh, get
Like,
out of here.
like in this world of second screens, I'm gonna need your movie to be in English. Now that you mention it.
You don't subtitle everything?
No, I mean, yeah, I do have them on a lot of the time. Like, yes, but like also no. I only have them on because other people like really want them to be on. I prefer to
Like,
not have any at all. And
ooh,
then like I
wow.
don't really read them like when I'm watching something that's in English. Because again, second screen a lot, like
Classic ignorant American. Love it. Love
yeah,
to see it. Love to see
exactly.
it.
You
No,
may
I
think that this is an art form. What really it is, it's just something for me to listen to while I scroll the internet.
he's like, I just need something on in the background while I doom scroll. You know,
Yeah, like much
I
like
need
much like how
subtitles on.
jazz, like the highest of American arts for so long, is now just things I listen to in an elevator or like when I'm on hold, like
Wow, fair.
um
You say something so
that's what
controversial yet so true.
television is jazz now. It's like while I'm doing my laundry and I'm not really paying attention, I'll just listen to a show that I like.
Just like the creators intended. But yes, we're watching the 2004 drama, The Motorcycle Diaries, directed by Walter Sales, written by Jose Rivera, and starring Gael Garcia Bernal and Rodrigo de la Salle. Now, did you ever read the book of this?
No.
No, I'm not a learned man.
Can't say that I have. Have you?
No, I haven't.
I
I was
was
just
gonna
kidding.
say, there's no way you read Che Guevara's book, dude. Get out of
Jim,
here.
I think we've established that I am a very learned man.
Yeah, right.
And
I
much like they
guess so.
backpacked through South America, I backpacked through the pages of classic revolutionary leaders. It's just something I do. No, but I
Okay,
do
I bet.
remember.
Yeah, I'm sure you have. Yeah.
I do remember my mom trying to give me this book back in the day because she would always, whatever she would read, would try to pass along to me. And it would be very hit or miss. And this was one of the books she was like, you should read this. And I was like, The Motorcycle Diaries? What am I, a 14-year-old girl? Reading that.
He wrote a diary.
Yeah. Sounds pretty lame. Although in 2004, we weren't calling it lame.
I don't know what you're talking about. I
Yeah.
think that journaling and diarying is like a healthy lifestyle habit that everybody should do,
Listen, I didn't like it when the Mean Girls
regardless
did
of
it.
their
Wasn't
sexual
watching it when Che Guevara
orientation.
did it. Now,
What
I
was
don't.
he writing in a diary though, or was he writing letters to his mom? Was the diary made up of letters to his mom? Like, is the book the Motorcycle Diaries like actual excerpts from the diary, or is it him writing about like writing a diary? Like, it's all very meta, it seems like.
Making it very Inception style, Jim. I think you're going too deep into it.
Well, I've never read it, so I'm so curious because like they made it seem like when you title it the Motorcycle Diaries, like and then he's like writing in a book as he goes. Like it just felt like I was curious. I don't know. Maybe I should just read it.
Yeah,
Maybe
maybe,
this is how revolutions start.
maybe yeah, this is how they begin, Jim, with the spark.
There's a little hook in that title, and then the next thing you know, you're reading Cuban revolutionary literature.
Come on, Jim. We've all been there. Who hasn't
Yeah.
found themselves knee deep in Cuban Revolutionary?
Classic, classic. Boy is curious about a title of a movie. Boy reads book. Boy turns communist. It's a tale as old as time.
Yeah, listen. Who hasn't fallen deep to a some Marxist ideas every now and again? Boys will be boys.
Of course, of course.
Yeah, now, I do not have a DVD this week, Jim. I know you're shocked to hear it, but I do not own a copy of the
It's
Motorcycle
absurd. The
Diaries.
ones that you have owned copies of, and then like
I
you,
honestly thought I had this movie because I went down to go grab it when I was ready to watch this, and it wasn't there. And I was like, did someone take it? I was like, I could have sworn I had this movie. But
yeah, you
the
probably
only
you
time I
probably
ever
lent it to
lost,
somebody years ago, and they just like they loved it so much they never gave it back.
they
That's probably
also
what
fell
happened.
knee deep into their communist ideology that they were just like, this is now also mine. This is the people's, so I'm not giving this back.
Yeah.
No, yeah. So I thought I had it, but apparently I didn't. So we got to turn to the old internet for a lovely, quick little log line here, Jim. And it reads Ernesto Guevara de la Serna, popularly known as Che Guevara, along with his friend Alberto, decide to take a road trip across South America. His experiences on the journey transform him. Totally.
That is a thing. That
That
is true. Yeah.
is a thing that who hasn't found themselves backpacking through their country and transformed in some way or another.
I would say a lot of people. I think it's a lost art.
You know, yeah, I know when I hit all of the national parks, it really just changed me in ways I never thought possible.
Yeah.
Came home and became even lazier.
Yeah, well, we already kicked all the pores out of the national parks. They don't get to live there anymore. So it wasn't as
True.
transformative as
Yeah,
Che Guevara's experience.
that's true. If I and for me, I had a separate thing. Going to New York City every weekend, you become really desensitized to the homeless.
True. Yeah.
Not leading any revolutions there.
That's it. Right. Like if he'd just gone to like Coney Island instead, he would have just like finished medical school and like
Yeah.
worked at like the Sloan Kettering Cancer Center or something. Like
We we just had them take the Long Island Railroad into Penn Station. This is all what could have been avoided.
we were like, yeah, like there's farmers out there suffering, but that pizza's pretty good and it's like $2. Like
Once you try and take a an escalator up out of Penn Station and there's a crazy homeless person in a wheelchair at the top of it just screaming and spitting in your face. You really, really eye-opening experiences.
little known fact, Che Guevara actually shook that guy's hand, like in the at the top of the escalator. There's a picture of it you can find online.
That homeless person's never washed that hand since. Still shaking hands with it.
Which, like, that was another total out of left field thing for this movie, and I don't want to jump too far ahead here. But who knew you couldn't get leprosy by touching people? Like,
Movies have lied to me for so long.
have I just been ignorant this whole time? I
Yeah.
like that was literally like one of the things that popped in my head while I was watching this was like, man, all those like AIDS PSAs they showed us when we were kids were like super important actually.
Watching
It's
this, I
like
realized that learning everything about leprosy from Kingdom of Heaven probably wasn't the right move.
right, because like, dude,
Who
I
knew?
know next to nothing about leprosy. I've just believed this whole time that if you touch somebody who has leprosy, you get leprosy. Turns out not true at all, actually. Like,
Immortal
and you
words
know
of
why?
Pink.
They weren't showing me leprosy PSAs in elementary school. Like if they were showing me that, I would never forget that, you know?
I mean, in the immortal words of Pink, man, who knew? Now, neither of us have any memories of this movie. Were you aware of this at all? Like leading up to us watching this? I know this was both the first time watch, but what's your familiarity with this story?
I've heard of like I knew of it when it came out, yeah, because I remember it was like big at the Oscars, and I remember like a teacher at school was like telling me about that they watched it.
No, it was about Che Guevara. Because if you don't like really knew beforehand, it's not like until the end when they play the like thing over the credits that you would have any idea that it was like Oh, this guy's Che Guevara. Like,
Yeah, I did know it was about Che Guevara, but I also like didn't really know who Che Guevara was at the time. Like, it wasn't until after this movie that I was like, "Oh, hey, that's the guy on the t-shirts."
yeah.
Like,
It's also hilarious that my knowledge of Che Guevara comes from that T-shirt and just Rage Against the Machine.
yeah.
It's like, oh, he was a part of that stuff. Interesting. In the immortal words of Pink, man. Who knew?
Yeah.
Who knew, man? Apparently, nobody knew because this movie did not really spark fire at the box office. Jones, let's cue it up. Let's dive into some box office numbers.
Numbers, dates, numbers, numbers, dates, array, dates, numbers. Show me the money.
All right.
According to them, do not show me the money. Spread the money around.
So, the Motorcycle Diaries. It's gonna open a weekend we've been hanging out in for a little while now. It's gonna open the weekend of September 24th through the 26th.
This weekend.
And this opens on four screens. Or no, I'm sorry, three screens.
My lord. It's got to be like one in each major city, right? For like LA, New York, maybe Chicago.
Yeah, maybe like two screens in LA. It might just be three theaters in New York. Who knows?
Really
Um,
possible. It's actually three screens
interesting.
in the Alpine at Lincoln, Nebraska. Big Che Guevara fans out there.
Right, right, yeah. Um, West Virginia, big Che Guevara fans. They don't know it, but they are. They, um, so you know, it opens the weekend of September 24th through the 26th. Where we've been spending some time. Strangely enough, this run it never gets above 272 screens as its peak.
So that's a hard limited release right there.
Yeah, I mean this is Oscar bait. This is like 100% Oscar bait. Like this is only getting released because they're like this movie could get nominated for some awards, you know?
It's crazy how quickly that switched though, because once upon a time, like your Oscar bait movies got put on screens. Like
Yeah, I mean like some of them, but this was a thing way more back then, I feel like. I mean maybe it's still the thing now. I'm not really sure.
it's
But back then
starting
like
to
where
course correct.
you would like release a movie very limitedly at the very end of the year because you knew it would get awards buzz, and then like you would like let it run through theaters like in like January and February leading up to the Oscars. And you know, some movies did really well with that. Some movies were more successful than others doing it. But this kind of feels like that kind of thing. It's just that it never really picks up too much speed.
Makes sense. Also, probably a little bit early for it to hang around still for awards season.
No, yeah, that's true. I mean, like September, yeah. It is like a few months early. Usually you're thinking like December, like late November for that kind of
Yeah.
thing. But it's interesting because that's when the release really ramps up. Like in like the last like couple weeks of November and the first week of December is when it reaches its peak, you know?
Which makes sense because that's like right around when they're shipping out their screeners to everybody to try and keep it in like awards contention.
Yeah. And so like anyway, like we've been kind of like going on about this, but all this to say, it's gonna open number 35 with $159,000. But on three screens, so it's like how much money was it ever really gonna make, you know?
And I mean, like, I don't, we don't even have to question that. That is like easy last place on the weekends that we've been doing here. I think this is
Yeah.
the first movie we've ever done that's started outside, not even close to the top 10.
Yeah, probably. Because I know, yeah, that makes sense that it's the first one we've done that's way far out. Um, and yeah, I mean, like, it was never designed to be in, you know what I mean? I mean, this, like, it does roll out a bit here, so, like, it's 67 theaters. Maybe our biggest increase I've ever seen, a 579.2% increase,
Increasing.
uh,
Yeah.
to $1.1 million dollars.
Everyone in Lincoln, Nebraska was really hyping it up. So
Yeah. Yeah. And then like I mean like it's gonna keep going up to week three, like because it's actually now it's on 167, $1.4 million, another 29% increase. So like, I mean, I don't know. It like the box office for this feels like not even worth going through. It's out of the top 10. Um,
They even touch the top 10?
no, well, it goes into the top. That's a good point. It goes into the top 10 in weekend 3
Gotcha. Okay, but it had
on
enough screen
Indigenous Peoples
increase.
Day weekend, which now the release is starting to
Oh,
make a lot more sense.
yeah, dude. Oof. Famous revolutionary indigenous people, not Christopher Columbus.
Yeah,
Never heard of him. Who? Christopher Colombo.
he sailed the ocean blue.
What if it wasn't blue? What if the seas were angry that day?
Well, too bad. Big food dye is just gonna have to keep cranking out blue dye because it rhymes, baby.
And listen, we need a hit song, goddammit. So if the ocean was blue, the ocean was goddamn blue. Classic. It's a
But yeah,
classic.
I don't know. It feels like there's not really much to go over here. Just to say, it does finish with some pretty good success here.
I was gonna
Like
say
in the
I would be
long
interested
run.
to see totals at least because
Domestic,
I imagine the run's not great, but I would think internationally this would probably do decent.
I mean, it makes sense to me that it would get the bulk of its money internationally. Domestic, it finishes with 16.8 million. Internationally, it finishes with 40.9 million for a
That
worldwide total of $57.7 million.
tracks, and that's at least like a little respectable number compared to some other movies. It's good enough to be the number 80 spot here, behind Sky Captain's 57.9, but tying Cellular's 57.7. So worldwide, at least, it does a little bit of business there. And I can't imagine this movie costs much to make. Like,
Yeah, we
there's
should
such
definitely.
little happening in this movie that would require like a big budget.
So take this for what it's worth, because this is like the Google Gemini answer that pops up, but 16 million is what it says here.
On pesos,
No, dollars.
others, taxes,
Dollares.
Dolores. It's a data Dolores.
I was just gonna say, Dolores, she works down in the office.
Boom, boom. We'll be here all
She helps
weekend, people.
receivable.
It's too funny. But yeah, that's a respectable amount right there. And I mean, it go even though it's not huge money wise, this was an absolute success there. Critically and audience wise, big fans of this movie. 83% from the critics, 92 from the audience. A 7.7 IMDb, but since it is a foreign film, there is no cinema score. So unfortunately, we don't have a cinema score to go on. We do, however, Jim, have a user review or two that we can go on to
Oh boy.
really see how the people were.
I feel like there's gonna be some real crazy ones in the Guevara movie comment section.
I think the only thing that kind of went against it for this is that not enough people saw and rated the movie on IMDb. So there wasn't a lot of user reviews to go off of simply because not a lot of people watched this movie.
That's fair.
But I did manage to find a couple of gems that we can go through here. We have our one star here, and they write, if you are a male, you do not want to go see this movie. I went expecting to see a rousing depiction of Che Guevara's triumphs. Instead, all I saw was a journey of self discovery. Crap is that? The crucial part of the movie is a handshake with a leper. I actually asked for my money back at the movie theater because it outraged me that I worked about an hour of my life uh, to watch a chick flick. This movie had potential. The director needs to show Che as a rabble rousing revolutionary, not as some soft medical student. This movie could be about any Hispanic. The movie provides no hint of the great things Che will accomplish later in life. I found the cast of characters to be quite B list. No Ben Affleck, no Matt Damon, no Leonardo DiCaprio. And I'm supposed to watch this? I was asleep by the time I left.
This guy can't be real. Like he's
You know,
he's just
famous Hispanics like Ben Affleck, Matt Damon,
yeah.
Leonardo
He's
DiCaprio.
he's like the greatest American of all time. Like he's so unbelievably American. Like where he's like, because like first of all, I don't know that everybody agrees with you that all the stuff later was great, man. Like I think that it's like kind of dicey. Like
Like,
lot of murders like in there.
pretty,
Like a
pretty,
lot of
con-
like shooting and killing and executing people going on in the later times.
pretty contentious guy, but sure.
Yeah, right.
I
So
want to see
like
his triumphs, baby.
it's like they're just this only like this person who can exist in America where they're like, first of all, Che Guevara is awesome, and this very pro Che Guevara movie was not nearly like showing him as awesome as he was. Like they really need to step it up and
Right?
show me the rabble rouser, which
Like,
is
I want to
just like,
see self-discovery. Like,
yeah. And also, why didn't you have Brad Pitt play him? Like, what were you thinking? Like, it's just so amazingly American.
yeah, it's just beautiful. Just chef's kiss. And then on the opposite end of the spectrum, Jim, we have our 10 star here.
Oh boy.
When they write, we've never
I
seen
just
a
want to
movie.
point out before you jump in,
Yeah.
like, if the 1 star review was like, first of all, Che Guevara was amazing. Like, I can only imagine what the 10-star review is going to be.
Let's find out what they had to say. I've never seen a movie that made me want to go hit the library. I know just enough about Latin American history to know that I don't know enough. A number, a number of people have said that this movie was lightweight and didn't properly do justice to Che Guevara's politics. While I haven't read the source material, I suspect that these people missed the point. Guevara wasn't a revolutionary or even anyone particularly significant at this time. He was a kid reacting to the world around him. By de emphasizing his politics and the myth in favor of the events that formed him, the filmmakers allow us as viewers to react not to the man, but to the things that made the man. It's a testament to the skill of the filmmakers that they knocked it out the park.
Not bad.
All right, all
That
right.
guy maybe cooked a little bit.
Yeah, maybe he's getting deep in it. I too know just about enough about Latin American history to know that I don't know
No,
anything
I
about
don't
Latin
know.
American history.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I know a little bit, like more than the movie lets on.
You know more than the average bear.
I don't know about the average bear. I wouldn't say that.
Yeah, I don't know. The
I
average
don't
bear
know that
pretty
much.
smart these days. I don't know if you've met a bear lately, Jim. They're pretty smart.
I guess so, if you say so. When was the last time you saw a bear?
The other day. Oh, yeah.
Really? Where?
Saw one the other day. Yeah, he's dating this girl I know. Stum bum. Boom. I'll be here all week. Thank you.
It should have been this guy I know. It's like bear is like a gay thing. You were so close.
I don't know him, Jim. Come on. Or do I? He's actually staying in my basement. I got him renting the apartment downstairs.
Oh, nice, nice, nice.
Yeah,
I
so
don't know. I don't know where this bit's going. It's just so stupid.
all right, let's turn it over to us now, Jim. Let's hear some thoughts on the Motorcycle Diaries. How do you feel about
Yeah.
motorcycles and how do you feel about diaries? Let's start there.
I feel like this movie didn't really have a lot of either. Like when you really think
Yeah,
about
they
it.
they kind of lose the motorcycle like a third of the way into the movie.
Yeah, like pretty soon into the movie. Like for the most part, they're on like boats a good amount. They're just kind of like hoofing it in the back of pickup trucks.
Also, the motorcycle didn't write a single diary entry, so like just false advertising on the movie's part.
Yeah, not a single one. You're right.
Yeah, didn't even talk once about motor oil. Like I just feel bamboozled.
Yeah, I just so yeah, the motorcycle didn't write any diaries. That's one thing. It could have been more of those. The motorcycle doesn't really make it that far. Like,
I like the
but
second spot.
Yeah, yeah, like it's like really early on in the movie, and I was like, man, where are they gonna get another motorcycle? And then they were just like, nope, actually, they're not gonna get another
They're like, instead,
motorcycle.
we're just gonna walk for 9 months.
Yeah.
It's like
Um,
bold move, Cotton.
yeah, definitely interesting. Um, and then like I don't know, like this feels like it falls into like the pitfall that a lot of biopicky movies fall into, which is like it's asking me to do a lot of like heavy lifting before the movie even starts. You know what I mean? Like it's assuming that like I know like sort of like who this guy is and like where he's coming from a little bit.
I mean,
Um
like where he'll like end up.
yeah, because I think that that's the way this movie works best is if like you know a little bit about who Che Guevara is, you know what I mean? And like you kind of like know where the whole thing's heading the whole time. I think that that makes it a little bit more interesting that way. And I think that biopic movies do this a lot, where like usually they're about pretty famous people. So like they make the decision to like assume that there's a perception about them already, because there is in a way. But like as just like a movie I'm watching 20 years later, like it's so much more boring this way. You know what I mean? Like it feels like it's to the detriment of like the movie as a thing to rely on like pop culture sentiment, you know what I mean? Or like just cultural sentiment to like do a lot of the like work for you. Does that make sense at all?
No, I get what you're saying there. I don't know that I quite had that, but again, like I really outside of like knowing his name and knowing like the bare bones of like yeah he went on to like lead revolutions in like Cuba and like Africa and shit like that. Like I really didn't know anything about him. So like I guess I didn't have like any of that baggage that I had to contain watching this movie because honestly by the time I watched this movie again, I had completely forgot that like he would go on to be Che Guevara. Like by the time I had to watch this movie, I was just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna watch two dudes go on like a motorcycle adventure and like they're gonna find themselves. So like by the
Yeah.
time like it hit me at the end when they did the like flash graphic where it was just like this man would go on to be Che Guevara, I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, and like that's kind of what I'm getting at though, is like what you're saying, like yeah, it's a movie about two guys on a motorcycle finding themselves, but the movie characters don't actually do that much finding themselves. Like
Well,
really at all, actually.
one of them kind
Like
of. The doctor guy really was just looking to bang some broads and have some fun. Like,
yeah, but I don't know that he really finds himself along the way. Like I
I
mean,
mean,
like
they
I
do
guess
like
he does. That's
he
kind of the point
does,
of it.
but definitely not like enough to the point that you would be like, okay, I see how he would go on to be this guy. Like, I think it's more just like it's the first seed that would like set him on the path to becoming like who he eventually would be just by like opening his eyes to the idea that like, hey, the world outside around you like isn't all sunshine and rainbows.
Yeah, but see,
But like,
like
but they don't really do enough that would make you be like, oh yeah, he's gonna go on to be the guy that's literally just gonna like, without question, put bullets in people's heads when they like step out of line. Because like that's a crazy
right.
thing to go to. Because after watching this movie, I read a little bit about him to like his exploits in Cuba and everything, and just seeing things where he would be like, yeah, if like someone would step out of line, like to like keep people in line, like he would just put a bullet in a dude's head in front of everybody. And it's like, well, I feel like we've got a big jump still to go from he's going on this adventure where he learns that like the world is a little bit more gray than like the insular world he lived in beforehand to I'm going to murder people indiscriminately who like don't jive with the mission.
Yeah, and like I mean, yeah, the movie's definitely dancing around that part of it, right? Because like he literally had the nickname the Butcher of La Cabana, like
Yeah, which is
which
just like it's pretty
then like
crazy.
I don't necessarily know exactly where that is, but I know like why people would call you the butcher of something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's because you killed a lot of people there, you know? Um but yeah, like the movie only goes on that journey for me if you know all that stuff. Like try and think about this movie if he's just some med student that you don't know anything about, right?
Yeah.
Um, what does he really learn? He's really like kind of a nice guy the whole time, and he just goes from place to place. And then he's like Man, I can't believe they like don't tr like they treat these lepers with kid gloves. And it's like, well, yeah, I mean, come on, you knew that though, right? Like you didn't realize how people react to lepers? Like,
But not
uh,
only that, he learns because when we see him in the beginning, he lives in kind of like a wealthy family. The first place we see him go to is another like wealthy house that they
yeah,
think is like
yeah.
Switzerland. So like he lives this insular life. And as he goes to each place, he meets the people who literally are just living out in the desert, just trying to find work in the mines. He meets another dude who can't own his land anymore because it was bought out by like rich barons and he's forced to like toil away on the field, like just trying to scrape by. So I think he learns in this movie that like there's more to just this like worldview that he lived in, that there is a whole world outside of the spot that he grew up in, and not all of it is amazing, that there's a lot of people out there that are suffering. It's kind of
Yeah.
like it's a coming of age story in the sense that like anyone as they start to get older realizes that there's more to the world outside of just your little spot that you grew up in.
No, and I get what you're saying, but the
Yeah.
my problem with it is that the movie doesn't do enough to frame him as the rich guy who doesn't understand any of that stuff in the beginning. Like it's not that he doesn't like he never shows any kind of ignorance about it in the movie at all. Like he's just at a fancy dinner and then dancing with the girl. And then he goes to the place and like literally the first time he sees like he's like, "Hey, they need water." Like, you know what I mean? Like he was always that guy. Like he wasn't like totally ignorant in the beginning of this movie. Like he just wasn't. You know what I mean? Like he was a med student and he was kind of well off. But like, you know, again, if he's just like some random movie character, he's a lot more of a douche in the beginning. You know what I mean? Like he's like kind of wearing that richness on his sleeve more. Whereas in this, he's literally just some dude who comes from money, but he never does anything to show you that he doesn't understand any of that stuff. And then he just kind of is like in it right away and like kind of meshes with it really well right from the beginning, honestly. Like even when they're stopping at like random farmhouses and stuff, like he's totally fine just like sleeping in a barn for a night or like in a tent, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't feel like a movie character to me, which I think a lot of biopics they don't, you know, because like again, it's like it's only interesting to watch if I know how the story ends, like the actual story, like because the
Yeah.
movie is only telling you one minuscule part of it, you know?
Because it's not going to go through his entire life. Like, there's no way you can just fit that all into one movie. So you kind of have to just like focus on one specific point in their life that seems worth telling a story for.
Yeah, and like I agree that that is like a really formative part of this guy's life. I think that like, and that's a choice that like every biopic has to make is whether this is like kind of like an overarching thing where I'm gonna jump around and tell one like really like story about this guy's whole life, but like run it into one theme somehow, or am I gonna focus on one small part of it? And like I think that they chose to do the latter in this one, obviously. They focus on like a pretty formative, like coming of age part for this guy that he wrote about, right? Um, the problem is that it's actually the first 5 minutes of a movie about like a revolutionary, you know what I mean? Like that's like what the beginning of this movie is like the what we watched basically. You know what I mean? Like
And it does feel at a lot of points very drawn out a lot of the times and doesn't do enough different, interesting things to keep us going for 2+ hours.
yeah. And it's not like it's not terrible. Like it does kind of hit a lot of the like beats of like you know, kind of like a what's the word I'm looking for? Like kind of like a deep thought, like coming of age, like 20 something, like or young 30 something guy, like, you know, he's like making his way in the
Existential.
world. Yeah, existential is a good way to put it. Yeah, like it's kind of like his like quarter life crisis in a way. And like there's something to that part of it, like where it's just two dudes like kind of on like a buddy road trip. Like those parts of it are really good. And then the whole time I'm like, oh yeah, but this is about like the communist revolutionary guy. Like, it's also kind of just like hanging over my head while I'm watching it and kind of souring those bits of it, all the way up until they do like the most unhinged, unbreakable moment of all time. Do you remember in the end of Unbreakable when they're like, and then Elijah went to jail, like in like a text scroll? Like that's literally what this movie does. They're like, this is the beginning of the movie about this guy, except it's 2 hours long, and then we're gonna sum up the rest of his life in two paragraphs. And it's like a lot of important stuff happened in those two paragraphs, though, that we should probably explore. Like.
Uh, it does seem insane at the end of this movie to just be like, and then he went on to be a guy you might have heard of called Che Guevara. Like, and it's
Yeah,
like,
right.
what? Like, I think we're glossing over something like pretty important here. Like, that's absurd.
Right, like he was like a Cuban like revolutionary who was like a big part of the government there for a while. He fought in like Bolivia, I'm pretty sure. Um so like yeah, I don't know. Just like it's so funny to put that in two text scrolls. And then they're like, and the until the CIA murdered him in
Eh,
1967. And I was like,
with
"Oh my
help from the
God."
CIA. And it's just like, dude, what are we doing here? Like, that is an insane ending for a movie that's just been about two dudes just backpacking.
Yeah, it's like you didn't think that that part was more important than like two sentences in a text scroll? Like I think it might have been.
I was like 45 minutes ago, like Che Guevara is trying to like bang this poor mechanic's wife while he's passed out drunk, like, and now you're just telling me this in a text scroll, like
Yeah. Yeah, and
we
it's
were
like
up to hijinks not too long ago.
right, like right, like there is a lot of like road trippy hijinks on this movie. And like the whole scene when he like swims across that like river to the leper island, like that's like how like a summer camp movie ends. You know what I mean? Like
Also, like, and I know like it's it's true like how they did this, but like it just seems so on the nose that like for him to be like, how do we show that he's recognizing and not liking the class struggle of like poor versus rich? And it's like, well, they keep the lepers on the poor island, like, and all the rest of them are on this island. And it's like, I know like that's what they actually did, but it's just like so absurd.
yeah. Yeah, and I mean, like, right. And he's like, literally, like, don't you get it? The river separates the healthy from the unhealthy. And it's like, well, yeah, man. That's like, yeah, they've been doing that with lepers for a long time. Like,
Like, yeah, I don't know, dude. Like, that just seems kind of like maybe that makes sense. Like, it's not like they're just like not feeding them or anything over there. They're just like gonna keep them over there.
well, no, and like, this is something I think the movie does really well. Like, is like, I'm pretty sure, and I don't know, I would have to Google this, but I'm pretty sure like leprosy wasn't a problem in like the United States in 1952 anymore, right?
Uh, Fuck if I know, dude.
Because I believe that they have a cure for leprosy. Hold on, let me look this
Yeah,
up.
yeah. You encase somebody in all like metal, like the king in Kingdom of Heaven. Works every time.
Yeah, right, right, yeah. No, so like, but I guess like my point is like there was probably like treatment and medicine for this kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like in the 50s, or like more humane things that you could do. But could you do them in rural Argentina or Peru in 1952? You know what I mean? Like,
They were still waiting, like in Ben Hur, for God to cure it.
yeah, maybe.
I will say, I think my favorite thing about this movie is his buddy. I think his buddy, that and the guy who plays his buddy is very, very funny in this movie. And I also like just like the little intricacies that he does that like add to his character. Like the whole movie, I'm like, why does this guy walk with he's always hunched over? I'm like, why is this guy always hunched over?
Yeah.
I'm like, this dude's just exhausted from walking for like 9 fucking months. He's just like becoming a hunchback.
Yeah. His friend was really funny. Yeah, I did think he was like good comedic
Yeah.
relief.
Like every time he's just trying to get them anything, but like Che Guevara just can't tell a lie. Like he's like, what are you doing, man? You're killing me.
Yeah, yeah. Also, he gave the $15 to those miners. Like that was so funny.
It's the communists. What are you guys doing out here in the desert? Oh, we're communists. Oh yeah, of course. So yeah, he definitely helped bring like a nice bit of like comedic relief that helped, get us through the finish line of this movie. Because like
Yeah.
for the most part, it's a very introspective, like slow driven movie, which isn't to say that like that's necessarily a bad thing, but you need stuff like that, like a good comedic relief or like some element of it that's going to help make this movie like this by, especially if you're going to be 2+ hours. Like you need something that's going to help
Yeah.
make this movie move.
Well, yeah,
'Cause
an existential road trip movie always needs like good comedy. Like it's like a
it's
must. Like because you can't just have like a 2 hour like existential dread fest. Like you need to like these kinds of movies need to be able to laugh at like life a little bit too. Because like otherwise like they're very depressing, you know? And like a movie like this shouldn't be depressing. Although maybe it should be. I don't know. Like it
I
feels like it's a little depressing.
think it should probably be like equal parts, like depressing, but has like those moments of like love and warmth and humor because like that's just like a part of life.
Yeah. Well, yeah, in theory, that was like the stuff that somebody like Che Guevara would have been fighting for. In theory, I don't know if
Yeah,
that's what he
yeah.
was
I
actually
don't know
doing
that
in
if that
real
actually
life.
happened. I think that's all the things his friend took from it. He was like, "This was a great time. I learned some stuff. We had some laughs. Like, I'm gonna go be a sweet doctor now. Like, all is
Yeah,
good."
he's like, "What a great summer! We'll talk about this forever." Like
Ugh.
now, I'm gonna go live my cushy life. Like,
Che Guevara's, he's like, "Yeah, but this was good. But what if we also killed people?"
yeah, it was good. Little light on the murder for my taste. We might want to ramp that up.
I gotta tell you, not a lot of revolution for my taste. A
Yeah,
little too
but and
much
then
dancing.
it's like that whole like touching lepers thing is like the kind of thing where I don't necessarily know whether Che Guevara did or didn't do that. I bet he probably did. You know what I mean? But it's also the kind of thing like where if Che Guevara was writing a book, he would put in his book because it's like got like, like it like harkens images of like Jesus Christ touching the lepers and he's like a revolutionary and he's in Latin America, which is a really Catholic place. You know what I mean? Like it's the kind of thing like that somebody like Donald Trump would write in their memoir. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I always like take it with a grain of salt where it's just like,
Listen, he did. Donald Trump did bring paper towels to the Puerto Ricans when
right,
they had
right,
their hurricane. All
exactly.
right, he is the Messiah.
And like in 10 years if that guy wrote a book, would it turn from paper towels to like he was like lifting the dead out of the ground and like bringing them back? You know what I mean? Like
He came down
so
with
I don't know, like
incense and
part of me
myrrh.
wonders that. And like this is like very like it's
Yeah,
a good it's just weird. It's just like a weird experience because like it is like that fun buddy road like bromance like road trip movie where like in theory they're both coming of age and this is like a really important part that's gonna like springboard the rest of their lives.
but
And
one of them
like
would go on to be like an absolutely like insane individual.
right, like a person who like is at least very complicated. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
a
Like
very
they're not like black and
contentious.
white and all great. And
Yeah,
then this movie's like, and then they learned how great they were.
yeah.
and, like, and then they just kept on being great until the CIA murdered them. And it's like, maybe a little bit on the nose, guys. I don't know. Like, you maybe aren't thinking about this totally critically. like,
Yeah, definitely feels like a lot of sanitation work going on.
yeah. And
This
you're going to
coming of
sell a
age
whole lot
story.
of t shirts about it now. Like, and there's going to
Yes.
be a whole lot of Che t shirts sold.
Like, then I have to go throw on my Battle of Los Angeles album.
Yeah, right, right.
I think he probably shook their hands or whatever. Because I was because when that scene happened, I was like, I had the same thing I think that everyone had watching that scene. It was just like you can touch lepers, and
Yes, I thought the
immediately
same
and
thing. Yeah, I was
immediately
like,
and immediately looked it up on my phone and like while watching this movie read like as much as I could about leprosy. And apparently it is pretty hard to catch it from touch. Like it's not contagious in that sense.
yeah, you need to touch like some kind of like secretion, like either like
Yeah.
something from like eyes,
Yeah.
like it can't just be like from like sweat or like skin to skin contact, really.
Yeah. So I could buy it that like he probably did do that. But I could also see like even though he did probably shake their hands, him doing exactly what you were saying, where it's like using that to like conjure those images. Like, so I can think both of those things could be true.
Yeah, it's like it's just very on the nose and like again, I'm not saying he didn't do it. I'm just saying that like there's a healthy sense of skepticism I have whenever anybody who's like a revolutionary is like, and then I was just like Jesus. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's nothing personal, Che. It's just anytime somebody starts talking like that, I always go like double take. I'm just kind of like, well, maybe let's think about it though. Like,
Well, let's pump the brakes on that one a little bit. I do think this movie looks beautiful.
yeah,
I
it
think they
does.
shot this movie very well. The just the you could absolutely see every dollar that they spent on location.
Yeah,
And
Machu Picchu.
yeah, hitting the Machu Picchu, hitting all the highlights, the Andes, being up in those mountain ranges.
Dude,
The
did
movie.
I watch that movie with you that
What?
goes to Machu Picchu?
What movie?
There was like some spy movie. We may just need to talk about this later.
Spy movie? I don't. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that was with me.
Oh, I'm so sure it was.
Me and the spy movie in Machu Picchu?
Yeah, it was like I don't know. We'll have to reconvene. It was like some 80s movie we were watching, and I want to say like Michael Caine was in it maybe. It's from like the 70s or the 80s and they like went to Machu Picchu like toward the end.
Machu Picchu, Michael Caine movie. Let's see if anything comes up. Is it 3 Days of the Condor?
No, I don't think so.
Because there's no record of Michael Caine starring in a movie filmed at Machu Picchu. Then Google has the balls to tell me it's possible you are mixing up a few different films. Fuck you, Google.
All right, well, you're obviously all right, Google, fine. Dude, I am never gonna remember what this movie was, so we can just move on, but I'm gonna find it later and I'll
He'll find
mention
it
it.
one day and report back to us in one of the later episodes.
We definitely watched it was like something to do with like a football team and like a guy's like doing like a private investigation thing for the football team. Like,
There's
dude,
no way we
I'm
watched.
telling you, this is a real movie that we watched, and I'm like so sure it was from like the 70s.
I have no idea what you're talking about. All right, you do your research and you get back to me and see if maybe you can jog my memory. Got I got Big Rob to watch this movie with me.
Oh, what
He
do you
actually
think?
liked it. He liked it. Yeah, when we were gearing up to it, he's like, "What podcast movie do you have to watch?" And I told him, and he was like, "Sounds interesting. I'll watch it with you." And I was like, "You sure, Rob? Like pretty woke movie, Rob."
Yeah, it's pretty woke. It's about
He was like, "What's woke about it?" I was like, "Oh yeah, that classic Republican Che Guevara."
change. Yeah, not, not exactly.
But he liked it. He was a fan.
I'm sorry, I'm so completely distracted by this
He's
movie that
lost
popped
it,
into my
people.
head that I can't remember the name
He
of.
can't think of anything else other than Machu Picchu. But it's fine. I think we really exhausted the big swaths of this movie. I can't really think of anything that we haven't touched on worth mentioning in this movie.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go to some awards, which like pretty amazingly, it was not nominated for nearly as many as of awards as I thought it was.
Interesting. I know this one was nominated for Oscars, right?
Yeah, but it looks like there's
Actually,
only two.
really? Well, I would guess what, like foreign film? I don't even know what
No,
else. It
not
didn't
even
even get
four.
foreign film.
No,
Wow. The
we may
critics
have to
did.
look at the.
They did not actually like this then. Oh my Lord.
Well, I yeah, the fact like I'm like triple checking that I'm actually looking at the Academy Awards because I'm like, wait, how could this not have been?
Yeah.
But it didn't get nearly as much awards love as I thought. I had thought that this was a Best Picture movie.
Interesting. Well, maybe a lot of people had like the same thoughts as ours, that it's like it's an odd taste left in the mouth watching. It's a good movie. It's well made, well acted. The coming of age story, everything works. But like you said, just that like weird tether of what this dude would go on to become hanging over this movie Just leaves it peculiar taste.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting though. So like best picture movies from this year. This is back when they only did five. So it was Million Dollar Baby, which was the eventual winner. The Aviator, Finding Neverland, Ray, and Sideways were the five best picture movies. So
Dude,
like
that's a pretty stacked year. That's
that's
pretty.
a tough nut to crack. Yeah,
Yeah,
there's a lot of really good movies in
that's
there.
pretty fun. I think the only movie in there that like I don't rewatch is Sideways.
Which is interesting. It feels like of all the movies in there that you would rewatch, it feels like Sideways is the most rewatchable. But
Oh, dude, what? The
you rewatch
Aviator, baby.
Ray? What are you
No, no,
talking?
not right, not right. The Aviator is a fucking classic. Anytime that's on TV, like I'll stop and watch that.
It's too long to like watch it anytime it's
Oh,
on.
boo hoo.
Well, I'm just saying that like that's a big factor in rewatchability. Sideways is like a delightful like 2 hour
2 hour romp.
extravaganza. Paul Giamatti at his peak, dude.
I don't know if extravaganza is quite the word for Sideways.
You know, there's something called the Sideways effect.
Is there what is that?
It's like the effect that like art has on business because like after Sideways came out, like the sales of Merlot like went like to like the basement, like they like absolutely died because there's that one scene when Paul Giamatti's like, "I'm not drinking fucking Merlot." Like,
Incredible. People are the dumbest people on the planet.
yo, I'm not gonna lie though, for a long time I was like, dude, if Paul Giamatti doesn't want to drink it, I'm not drinking Merlot. It's like so uncool. Like,
Amazing. These are all the same people right now that are losing their shit that Cracker Barrel changed their logo.
but no, so just some awards. Wait, what does that mean? Cracker Barrel changed its logo. What are they
You haven't
changing
seen
it to?
crack. They literally just got rid of the white dude on the barrel, and it literally just says Cracker Barrel now. And everyone lost their minds. What
Really?
next great white man will they take away from us?
Dude, it's so amazing that people can get upset about the Cracker Barrel logo. That's so
All I
funny.
think when I hear them like cry about that is just like how good is your life that you have to manufacture outrage of something to be mad about. Like your life is so good that what you get to be mad about on a daily basis is that Cracker Barrel changed their fucking logo.
Yeah, but like this is the
Like
thing, like their lives are not so good because they're not really mad about the Cracker Barrel guy. They're mad about something totally different, and they're just looking for any outlet where they can be like, "See, it's right that I'm mad." Can you believe they changed the Cracker Barrel logo? And it's like,
believe they
actually,
took
yeah, I kind of can believe that. And actually, yeah, companies change their logos all the time now that you mention it.
took the barrel out of Cracker Barrel.
Plus,
Next
I'm
thing they're
just
gonna be
saying,
getting rid of Santa's sleigh.
if assuming this guy's the Cracker and the Cracker Barrel like combination here, he looks pretty racist to me. I'm just saying. Maybe I'm just biased, like, but
Love it. They're just like it's so woke. It's like, how could a logo be woke? Just like shut the fuck up.
they really lost it when they took Aunt Jemima off the
Yeah.
packaging.
This is gonna be my Che Guevara origin story. One more person complains about a logo being changed.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, I mean, like I will say one thing, Che Guevara wasn't wrong about how horrific capitalism is, that's for sure. Like he may have also been horrific too. But like man, like I'm
He was
looking
on to
around and
something.
I'm like, you know what? He was maybe onto something if like all we can talk about is this fucking stupid logo for Cracker Barrel.
He was on to something. Like, but what about the murder? What murder? We have fallen down a hard well here of off topic.
We have to give Cracker Barrel though like some kind of like bravery award for just like standing.
I think they just changed it because it was like an anniversary of theirs. Like, so they were just doing like an anniversary logo that was just
They
like
They probably changed it because the one I'm looking at with the guy in it looks like it's 150 years old.
Like it was just old. Like it was just like it's like people are out of control. It's like maybe you just calm down. Have you ever tried that? Go outside and touch some of that grass that President Trump says he's the best at.
I miss just when do you remember when that guy like when they fired Brad's wife from Cracker Barrel? Have you not seen that?
Oh, what is that?
You don't remember the Brad's wife thing?
Oh, what was
It
that
was
from?
like this was like it was just from the internet. This was like a couple of years ago, like probably a long time ago now.
It was
But
just like a
like
skit, or this was like an
no,
actual
it was
thing.
like a real guy. I mean, like to be determined whether he made it up. But it was like a guy who like commented on like Cracker Barrel's like Facebook and
Oh my god.
was like you fired my wife after like 11 years of service without like so much as an explanation and like I just remember he wrote the words this old boy is storming. Like he was like he
I'll
was
take
like
this guy is from
demanding like
Alabama for 200, Alex.
yeah, he was demanding like an explanation for why they
With
fired his
Facebook.
wife. And then it just like the internet just like latched onto it. They were like, "Yeah, you know what? Why did you fire Brad's wife? Let's talk about that, Cracker Barrel." And then like as the internet does, it's all Cracker Barrel's social media was about for the next like 5 years. So it's like,
Ridiculous. Sometimes we do some good on the internet.
yeah.
Amazing. All right, so we've really charted off course here. Much like backpacking through South America charted our boys off course. What were the two Academy Awards?
Oh yeah. So good point. Yeah,
Bring it around town, baby.
yeah, wow, really, really amazing transition.
Thank you. That's what I'm here for. That's why they pay me the big bucks.
So it was nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay,
Okay.
which it eventually lost to Sideways.
Ooh, all right. Fair, fair.
And Before Sunset's in here,
Oh, all right.
which
Okay.
I believe is the second Before movie.
It is. It's crazy that just because it's a sequel, like it has to be still like it's adapted because it's adapted from characters that you already did, but it's like it's still an original new story. Like I'm just using the characters again. Like
Right,
it's
it's
like I
almost
get
like
it, but it also
they're
seems like
adapting a work that already exists to be a totally different movie.
is it
Like,
adapting as much as it is just continuing?
yeah, yes, it's adapting. Yes, you're
Okay.
taking
All right.
existing material and making something different with it.
Okay.
It makes sense to me. I don't know.
I mean, I get it. It's just like I could see it the other way also. That it's like I'm just continuing the story that I did already. It's my story.
Yeah, well, it does get a little murky when it's like Richard Linklater's like doing like writing and directing it again. You know what I mean? Like I get what you're
Yeah,
saying.
I mean, one thing if it was somebody else, because now it's like you're taking over, you're like adapting existing material. But it's like if you're just continuing your story, like it's
Yeah, I get
the
why
gray area. It's
the
murky.
writers union would like bang the table for that just
Yeah.
because like
No,
it like
I get it.
protects people who wrote the original thing, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like
No. I get that. That makes sense to
and
me.
like when a movie's like you ever notice like when a remake is like so like close to the original, like they still have to give a credit to the original
To the original story.
screenwriter,
Yeah,
even though they
yeah.
like definitely didn't write a word of this movie. Like
Like this guy's been dead for 20 years. They're
yeah,
like, yeah,
it's like
but
and you still made the movie that he wrote,
yeah,
so like you got to put him on there.
you're gonna pay that man his money.
Um, so yeah, so it gets nominated for best adapted screenplay, and then the only other thing here I think was best like music. So let me see.
It's music, like score.
Yeah, it wins best achievement in music written for motion pictures, original score. Yeah, so it wins best original score,
Okay. All right, I could see that.
which I think is actually really fair.
Yeah, they had some tasty jams in there. It's very serene and tranquil. Like it really helped bring you along in the journey.
All right, so I'm gonna venture to guess this might be the worst five movies I've ever seen in an Oscar category.
Or what's the category?
for the best original song.
Oh, for wait,
Oh
original
wait, it's not
song or
original
original?
song. It's original. It's not original score. It's original song. That's my bad.
Also, one for a specific song. They had an original song in it. I don't remember an original song playing in that
Otro
movie.
Lado del Rio.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Now I know. Thanks. That helps
Yes.
clear it up. I'm guessing it
Just
like just
listen
played
to
over the
this. Like
credits.
this. I mean, yeah. I guess there was a lot of like music throughout the movie. Like a lot.
A
So
lot of
it
spicy
might have
guitar.
been in a few other places too.
Right,
But
let's
so
hear his
yeah, we'll go
nominees.
through just these five movies here. So Shrek 2 is nominated for the song Accidentally in Love,
Counting
which
Crows,
is
which is
like
insane
so
that they were like,
bad.
we got Counting Crows to write an original song for Shrek 2.
That's gonna get nominated for an Oscar. It's ridiculous. The Polar Express is nominated for the song Believe.
Oh, I hate that. I hate that already.
The Phantom of the Opera is nominated for the song Learn to Be Lonely.
Huh?
And then the chorus
How can that
for
count as an original song?
Look to Your Path.
How can I don't even know what that last one was that you said. I've never even heard of that movie.
It looks like it's a foreign movie from 2004. It looks like a French movie.
Okay. Oh wait,
Pierre,
how
a
can
successful orchestra conductor, returns home when his mother dies. He stumbles upon an old diary and recollects the childhood school memories and his music teacher, Clement Mathieu.
and I hate the sound of that.
They were the
Oh,
orphans of World War II, forgotten by society. That's like the trailers playing on IMDb. It looks so bad.
that is hilarious. I mean, I guess there's no other category for song, so like it all goes into one, but like Phantom of the Opera is not an original song. Like it's based you just took it from the Broadway show.
Well, no, but the Phantom of the Opera, like the song was written, like the
The
song
show,
itself
not the
was an
movie.
original song. Like as long as you nominate like Andrew Lloyd Webber, he wrote the original song.
So we got it nominated was Andrew Lloyd Webber.
Yes, yeah, it was Andrew Lloyd Webber and some other dude.
Okay. Didn't he make the
Like it's
movie
very,
also?
what's that?
Didn't he do the I think he did the movie also, right? Andrew Lloyd Webber?
Yeah, I guess so. But
Or they got
like,
somebody else to do it. I don't know. I never saw it.
I mean, like Accidentally in Love is just the Counting Crows song. Like,
No, but Shrek 2 hired them to do that. They were like, we got this song for our new album. And they were like, no, you don't. It's for our album, baby. They're like, they just rolled up with a briefcase full of money and they were like, this one's going on Shrek 2. Put it on a
yeah,
B
so
side.
that's those are the two Academy Awards, and then I mean, like I don't know, there's a whole bunch of other stuff here.
And so
It's
yeah,
nominated
didn't
for a bunch of BAFTA.
we
Those are
don't
the
need to
only two Academy Awards.
yeah, we don't need any of those ones. Yeah, so definitely not as much love as we thought, but I guess that tracks. That votes. All right, Jim, I think with that we're ready to turn to our star ratings. What do you think Raj would want?
Ebert definitely loved this movie, right? Like, there's no way.
I don't know. Prove it to me with a drop.
I don't want to play the drop. Just tell me what he thought of it. I think he did. I think he would have given this like maybe a perfect score even.
Really? Oh, Raj actually gave this movie a 2.5 out of 4.
Whoa,
Yeah, Raj was not so much in on it. He goes
interesting. What did he say?
he goes seen simply as a film. The Motorcycle Diaries is attenuated and tedious. We understand they are friends, but that's about all we find out about them. They develop none of the complexities of other on the road couples. Nothing is startling or poetic.
Nice. I feel like Raj once again like caught what I was trying to say into like a really concise soundbite. But that's exactly what I meant. Like it was like a buddy road movie, but without the charm of like the real buddy road movies, and like also about Che Guevara, which is like a real cloud hanging over it. Like, but yeah, tedious is a good way to put it. Yeah, for like again, it's doing a lot of the heavy lifting off screen by being like, it's about Che Guevara, like it
Oh,
is kind of
yeah.
tedious
Huh?
when you look
Huh?
at it like just as a movie.
Wow, Raj. All right. Raj back in the saddle again. All right, James, I turn it over to you then. Final thought, final rating for the Motorcycle Diaries.
I'm gonna give it a 2.5 out of 5.
It's fair. It's a fair one there. I think I'm going to go just above that. I'm going to give it a threer. I still think this was a solid movie. It was a good movie. Definitely all the things that you're saying, but looked nice, well acted. Still got me over the finish line. So I think it's still a solid little movie there. So I'm going to go with a three. So with a three from me and a 2.5 from you. We got an overall score of a 5.5. And I can't remember the last time we were hanging around in the 5.5 territory. So let's do some battles.
Yeah, I don't know. It's been a while.
It has been a while. Do you take the Motorcycle Diaries or first up in our 5.5ers? Do you take Bruce Almighty?
Oh my God. The Motorcycle Diaries.
Yeah, I would take the Motorcycle Diaries also in that one. Next up, do you take the Diaries, not written by a motorcycle, or do you take Euro Trip?
Uh, the Motorcycle Diaries.
I would also take the Motorcycle Diaries. Do you
It's
take the
gonna be
motorcycle?
rare that I pick a comedy to win these showdowns. I'm just gonna be honest.
Do you take the Motorcycle Diaries, or do you take 2000s X-Men?
The Motorcycle Diaries. Maybe I like this better movie than
Oh
this movie
yeah,
better than I
Jim.
thought.
Jim. Wow, we're learning. I would have thought you were going to tap out on that one. I would also take the Motorcycle Diaries on that one. Do you take the Motorcycle Diaries, or do you? This is actually rising higher than I thought it would have. Right. Do you take the Motorcycle Diaries or the epic Brother Bear?
Brother Bear.
I would absolutely take Brother Bear. No, not even a hard fought battle there. But that actually it went higher than I thought it was going to go. I thought you would have tapped immediately and picked Bruce Almighty, but I was shocked there on that one.
No, I
I was
really dislike Bruce Almighty. Like, it's really bad. It's,
well, I was honestly shocked it jumped over X-Men for you. I really thought that was where we were going to see you tap out, but that's pretty solid. And then there was one last 5.5 or above Brother Bear. Would you take the Motorcycle Diaries or Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines?
Terminator 3, baby.
Oh yeah, that's another easy one. That's a win right there. All right, so that is going to settle in the number 52 spot, sandwiched between Brother Bear and the and X-Men. What is funny about the 5.5 Jim, is that for every 5.5, all of those movies, I gave them a 3 and you gave them a 2.5.
Huh,
No,
interesting.
no switching around. We're right along the line on that every time. That is funny to see. Now we're still hanging around in this week for I think two more movies after this. Next week we are doing the zombie classic, Shaun of the Dead. An
Yeah, I think
absolute. Yeah,
that's
and
it.
that is the one movie from this weekend that we're doing that we actually went and saw in theaters. So of all these movies that we're doing, Shaun of the Dead was the one that we went for.
No, wait, aren't we doing them like starting from the bottom and then working our way up? Oh, right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, you're right. So it is two more. It is two more,
We did
yeah.
Infernal Affairs.
Right.
Now Motorcycle Diaries. Then it's Shaun of the Dead, and we finish it off with an absolute legendary movie, Julianne Moore's The Forgotten.
My bad. I thought we were gonna do First Daughter as well. I totally missed
No, no, you shut your whore mouth right now.
that.
No, no.
Saying, Katie Holmes was a star in 2004.
Yeah, well, the four is where she's gonna stay because we're not having it. What was the last thing you jammed on? Anything for the people?
So I'm still kind of in my holding pattern. It's just about done where I think I
You're
can
just
almost watch the full season of Twisted Metal.
waiting it out, baby. Where's it coming?
Oh, I've turned to reality TV.
Oh, you
Have you
poor
ever watched the
bastard,
show
Jim.
60 Days In?
No, no, I don't think I've.
Dude, it is so amazing. It is so great. Like, so, are you familiar with the premise at least?
No, I've never honestly even heard of that.
Okay, so 60 days in, what they do is they take like a bunch of people like who aren't like go like prisoners and they put them in prison for 60 days.
I'll do it.
And like the the show is totally about embarrassing the people who are going to prison, like any reality show, like it's making fun of the people who are on the show. But the way they frame it is that they're like going undercover because like the new sheriff in town wants to clean up his jail. So like you guys got to go undercover. And they're like people are so obsessed with doing their like quote unquote mission, but it's literally just like, yeah, this guy's a political science major. He's never been to jail. And it's literally him just like cowering in his cell with his like commissary, like, God, I really hope I don't get robbed. It's
So
it's
absurd.
like,
So
what mission
absurd.
is this guy on? Like he's not doing anything.
Sounds ridiculous.
It's so ridiculous. And then, like people like they got like so many people quit like in the first like 5 minutes of the
Yeah,
show.
yeah, of course they do.
Yeah. Like this one guy was like a corrections officer. And I guess he was like, yeah, because like he was a corrections officer, he'll be like, yeah, this is gonna be like so easy. I know prison like inside and out. He literally didn't even make it through the intake before he was like giving the signal.
It's like, yeah, I'm done, man. I can't last another second.
Yeah. And, like they all are like so disappointed when they give up. They're like, "Oh my God, I'm giving up on my mission." It's like, dude, no, you're not. You're just deciding to not be in prison anymore, which is like the only logical thing to do. Like, just go home and take a shower, man. Like, why did you ever sign up for this in the first place? Like,
So funny. God, we make the most ridiculous stuff. I had never heard. I heard of the one where they take like kids there and they do like the Scared Straight,
oh
right? Is
yeah,
that what it's
scared
called?
straight. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I'd heard
scared
I've heard of
straight.
that one, but I never heard of 60 Days In.
No, this is like they
That's
literally like send people undercover into prisons and
so
like the one dude the one dude who was like the sheriff thought he was like the greatest. Like he literally in the whole season of the show bought drugs twice and got like two shanks. And they were like,
funny.
this guy's doing his mission like so good. And it's like, you literally like, he just found like five pills and two shanks. He didn't do anything. Like, there's so many shanks in your prison, man. Like, what are we gonna act like he got all these guns off the street? Like, what are we doing?
Big bust.
Yeah.
So funny. My God. We got how many more weeks is it until you get all your Twisted Metal episodes?
Honestly, it might be all out already. I think the last time I looked, it was up to like 5 or 6 episodes, so there might be a couple weeks left, but
Oh boy,
it's pretty close.
he's almost there. The
What
clock is
about you
on.
though? What have you been jamming on?
I am knee deep in my 90s television still. I am about halfway through season 2 of The X-Files.
Oh, nice, nice.
Yeah, and it is like has to be one of the most ludicrous shows I've ever watched in my life.
It's
And
so great though, right?
it's
Doesn't it
yeah,
like really hit its stride?
yeah, oh, it's amazing. And like and we talked about this last time too, but it's just like losing the filler episode might be the biggest travesty of TV like late in the game. Because like the last episode of the X-Files I watched is just like, what is even happening? Like they are investigating a military encampment where they have a bunch of Haitian refugees, and the Haitian refugees are practicing voodoo to kill the officers. And
Yeah.
Scully and Mulder have to go investigate and put a stop to it. And it's just like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah, and the best part about 90s TV is like every show has like a Haitian voodoo episode. You know what I mean?
It's like it's so absurd. Like as soon as I saw the thumbnail for that pop up, I was like, "There's no way this is gonna go well."
Right, right.
It was like
But
something tells me
it
they
was
might
like,
be
come on, what
on the
else can
hunt.
we do? What's in people's brains? And then like eventually somebody's just like Haitian voodoo, like and they're like, yep, people know about that. Let's do an episode.
They're like, it's time for our Haitian voodoo episode, and they're just like, let's do it, baby. And it was like, here we go. Like, oh boy. I mean, they
Bonus
hit all.
points if you can like combine the Haitian voodoo with the 2 dates to the prom in the same episode.
Well, they hit all the classics in the '90s episodes. Like they did another episode where it was a special needs dude with Down syndrome who was like a savant and was like killing people at a medical facility so that he could finish his dead brother's like research. It was like, what is happening right now?
Yeah,
I was like, this is crazy.
pretty crazy.
90s television,
I
they
don't
were
know that
just
every show had that episode.
yeah. In 90s television, they were just like, bro, we don't give a fuck, bro. We're doing it. Like, just do it.
Yeah, well, because they were cranking out so many episodes back then. They were like, dude, we got like 4 more weeks to make like 12 of these. We just gotta keep going.
Just got we got to crank it out, baby. Like, who's got an idea? And they were like a guy with Down syndrome who's like telekinetically like finishing his dead brother's work, and they're like,
Great, write it
great,
up.
do it. Let's go.
Let's not think twice. That'll be episode 25.
Yeah, incredible. Yeah, so it's just like a fantastic era of '90s cinema. I'm also halfway through season 5 of Buffy with Heather. So like, if this is my time, man. When I watch TV shows, I only watch shows that were on like 30 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, it truly was a golden age of television. I
It
don't
really
care.
was.
Some
I,
people say like Breaking Bad and The Sopranos, like,
this is like
but
I
no,
don't know. I'm
90s TV
yeah.
is where it was at.
I'm learning that I missed out on a just a bevy of hits from the '90s, and I'm catching myself back up.
I've asked you about the show a couple of times, not on the podcast. You're doing 90s TV. I brought up Sliders.
Yes, you did bring up
Come on,
Sliders last
man,
week.
Sliders. You gotta watch SG-1, dude. Stargate SG-1 is so good.
All right, throw it on the list.
Yeah, Stargate SG-1. It's like the sequel TV show to the movie that nobody asked for, but actually is pretty good.
How many seasons is it?
Like way more than you would expect. Like
Oh
seven
boy.
or eight, I think. Like
Oh,
it's
okay.
like a
Oh yeah.
long show, yeah.
Oh man, yeah, that's a lot. Especially because back then all these shows are getting like 24, 25 episodes a season.
Yep. Yeah, and the premise is that they figure out a way to unlock like other places to go with the Stargate. Like it doesn't just connect to that one place anymore.
Yeah,
And so like there's like endless worlds they can go to in the galaxy that they can go check out.
already in.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
it's pretty great. It's
yeah.
pretty great. And the guy, like the character that Kurt Russell played is in it, but Kurt Russell is not in it.
It's a bummer. But that makes sense. Like Kurt Russell wasn't doing TV for that.
Same thing with James Spader too. It's the James Spader characters in the show, but it's played by somebody totally different.
Makes sense. Spader was on the up and up. He's like, I gotta go do other stuff. And that other stuff is going to be me watching more 90s television. So now we turn it over to you people. Go out, check these movies and TV shows out for yourself. As always, form your own opinions. And make sure you tune back with us here next week when we dive into Simon Pegg and Edgar Wright's classic, that is Shaun of the Dead. And as always, we'll see you at the movies.